Hello and welcome to the video blog number 1, part 1, episode 1. So I'm in Kiev, Ukraine, and I'm looking to buy a Lada Niva. Cut to video on Niva. Development of the Lada Niva began in 1971 and was described by its designers as a Renault 5 on a Land Rover chassis, which when you think about it, it pretty much looks like that. It was trialled in really difficult terrain in the Soviet Union, the Ural Mountains, Siberia, really low operating temperatures and very, very tough conditions. It was put up against vehicles such as the UAZ 469 and even some of the Western off-road vehicles like the Land Rover Series and the Range Rover Classic. Big fan. The Niva was a huge success straight away and there were huge wait lists for a new Niva. It even set a world record for the highest point ever reached by a motorised vehicle, which climbed to 5,200 metres, base camp Mount Everest if you didn't know. My girlfriend Anna said that's because they didn't care about the Niva and they didn't want to use a good car. I mean, for God's sake. Classic Lada Niva. You'd think it's quite easy to find one here because there's quite a few vehicles to choose from, but finding a right car and finding a car in good condition is actually quite difficult. I've been searching the last week or so and I found a few cars that have been quite a distance away, but this one's actually popped up 3 days ago and it is 15 minutes from our location right now. So my good friend Dima has called up and spoken to the guy and discussed things with him and what the car's like. The best thing about this car is that it's been garaged the whole time, so the condition is a lot better, a lot nicer than a car that's just been left on the street. So this model is actually a 2121.3. They call them VAZ here. So this is not it's a Lada, but it's called a VAZ 2121.3. So the later models are going to be more modern, have better features inside. This one's got the original locking diffs. It's basically a stock vehicle. This vehicle is from the factory how it looked. There's a bull bar in the front, and I don't know if that's a factory fit or there's an aftermarket fit. But we're going to go check out this car. It's the right kind of money I want to spend. And then we're going to take this car, drive it down to the Carpathian Mountains. Or Carpathian Mountains if you're a little bit on the posh side. So we finally got the Lada Niva. Spending a little bit extra time at the registration office and a little bit more stress than we were hoping for. We finally got the registration paperwork in order and we have the new number fitted and it is road legal, insured and ready to roll. What can I tell you about the car? Well, the car is a 2004 model, which means it is the 1.7 carburettor. It's a bigger engine than the original 1.6, which is basically bored out. It's got the 5-speed gearbox, locking diffs, and high-low ratio, as you'd come to expect from a 4x4 like this. As you can see from the front, a bull bar has been fitted at some point, which I think really just adds to the aesthetics of the vehicle. And also the headlights have been upgraded to LED bulbs. The original lights just weren't really up to par. The engine bay is a little bit grubby. It could definitely do with a service. I noticed the fuel feels particularly quite dirty, but you know, these are things you can do in time. There's a couple of things I'd like to repair on the vehicle, which we'll start working on that at some point. So, overall, I'm super happy with the Niva. It's a great little driver. Spoiler alert,